Thank you, Jim. I have some brief remarks that I'd like to share with y'all. I am really sorry about the choices that were made by my team, by the organization, and by me. I have learned from this, and I hope to regain the trust of baseball fans. I would also like to thank the Astros fans for all of their support. We as a team are totally focused on moving forward to the 2020 season. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Alex. I also will be brief. We had a great team meeting last night, and I want to say that the whole Astros organization and the team feels bad about what happened in 2017. We especially feel remorse for the impact in our fans and the game of baseball, and our team is determined to move forward, to play with intensity, and to bring back a championship to Houston in 2020. Thank you.
You've heard from Jim, and you've heard from Alex, and from Jose Altuve, and I just want to say, at that meeting last night, the players showed tremendous remorse and sorrow, and embarrassment for their families, their organization, the city of Houston, and for baseball. And I'm just want to ask for, the world, the baseball world, to forgive them for the mistakes that they've made. And we're looking forward to an excellent season this year in a great town. That's a great baseball town, and we want to bring a championship back. It was kind of a weird situation for me, to have to come into this situation, but I feel that, Jim Crane and the Astros felt that I was the man to try to take us forward. I've been through a lot of different changes in my life, and I think a lot of these things prepared me for, what we are to encounter, this year. I'm excited to be with these guys. They're a great bunch of guys. Like I said, they're together. They love each other. But again, they showed tremendous remorse. And I was proud of them on how they acted last night and what we talked about. So I'm closing with that. Am I supposed to take questions now, or I can just sit down?
Morning. If current reporting by Sports Illustrated and others is correct, and there may have been a half a dozen other teams engaged in similar practices, does that mean there are another half a dozen managers and GMs who need to go, or are you willing to take the brunt of this and try to move forward and let those other guys get off?
Listen, we're staying focused on the Astros. It's not my job to deal with those other teams. I'm sure the commissioner will handle that appropriately. We're glad to, if there's a silver lining here, we're glad to get this behind us and get spring training started, and we feel very fortunate to have Dusty and James Click.
Jim, you mentioned right off the top there that the players, I think, did not receive proper guidance from their leaders, but the league's official report says it was a player-driven scheme. Do you think it was not driven by the players, or why do you absolve the players, it sounds like, of blame for this?
Well, the commissioner's report was very thorough, and they did a lot of work on it. Where the commissioner came down, which I agree with him, is that it could have been stopped, and it wasn't stopped, and people had knowledge of it based upon the report. So we hold those two guys accountable for what happened and not stopping that action.
Mr. Crane, what do you have to say to the Yankees and teams that you beat in 17?
Listen, the Yankees have had a few comments out there. Our opinion is, that this didn't impact the game. We had a good team. we won the World Series, and we'll leave it at
Jim,
that.
when talking about the Yankees there, did you say you feel like this didn't impact the game? And what do you mean by that?
I didn't say it didn't impact the game. Basically, you know, as the commissioner said in his report, he's not going to go backwards. It's hard to determine how it impacted the game, if it impacted the game, and that's where we're going to leave it.
Another question? Chandler, right here.
Jim, are you confident your team didn't use any wearable devices or buzzers during the 2019 season?
The commissioner addressed that in the report, and I'm confident it's accurate. I've discussed it with the players, and they've assured me that nothing like that ever happened. There's no substance to that whatsoever. And I believe A.J. made a comment last night and cleared that up. I truly believe there was no buzzers ever, and I don't even know where that came from. So.
Feelings of the nation right now, where we see a corseting of rhetoric in this country, where people seem to want to win at any cost, even if it includes cheating?
Well, listen, we don't endorse the actions that took place. We've apologized. You know, it's been tough on the team and tough on the city and tough on the nation. I don't disagree with that. But the only thing we can do is sit here and say we're sorry. We're going to move forward in a positive way. And you can count on us to be a positive force in delivering that message.
May I ask, is it cheating?
Excuse me?
Do you use the word cheating? Was this cheating?
We broke the rules. And you can phrase that any way you want.